The US Department of Justice is launching an investigation into the practices of the Minneapolis Police Department. The announcement comes a day after former officer Derek Chauvin was convicted of the murder of George Floyd. The Attorney General emphasised the jury's verdict didn't address potentially systematic policing issues.
The investigation I am announcing today will assess whether the Minneapolis Police Department engages in a pattern or practice of using excessive force, including during protests. It will include a comprehensive review of the Minneapolis Police Department's policies, training, supervision, and use of force investigations. It will assess the effectiveness of the MPD's current systems of accountability and whether other mechanisms are needed to ensure constitutional and lawful policing.
Let's go live now to our US contributor, Michael Ware. Michael, great to see you. The George Floyd case and the eventual verdict that we saw yesterday is having wide-ranging repercussions there in the US.
Yes, and perhaps this is only just beginning. Of course, with the question that will always remain is just how far will progress be made? Now, as you heard, the country's Attorney General announced this civil investigation by the Department of Justice into the Minneapolis Police Department, looking for patterns of excessive force. Now, that's going to be wide-ranging. It's going to be exhaustive, we're told, and it probably will take some time. And beyond examining that particular police department's use of force, they're also going to be looking at whether there's a pattern of discriminatory conduct within that police force or police service, and also whether there's unlawful treatment of people with mental health issues. Now, that's been the headline today, the launch of this Department of Justice investigation. But we also have already moving through Congress the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. Now, that act has already passed the House of Representatives and is currently with the Senate. Now, you know that the Biden administration will need 60 votes to pass in the Senate, so that means 10 Republicans. Now, within this Reform Act, it bans the use of chokeholds by police. It calls for will require the creation of a national registry of police misconduct. It will mandate that the use of lethal force must only be a last resort. And most controversially, it will strip police officers of what's called qualified immunity or sovereign immunity that protects them from lawsuits. And that's one of the, if not the principal area that the Republicans have problems with. But as Fox News reported today, 2 senators from both parties, both black congressmen, Cory Booker from the Democrats and Senator Tim Scott from the Republican Party, are in negotiations over this very bill. And according to that news service, they may be only just a week or 2 away of finding some agreement. Wow. But we're going to have to wait and see. That's a very tall order to fill.